Hello everyone, welcome back to the Python programming series. We are in the part 12 of this series, and in this video I'm going to explain about loops in Python, which is one of the most important topics in Python. And yeah, let's get started. Suppose if I give you a task of printing hello for 5 times, what are you going to do? With the present knowledge, you will do like this. You're going to print hello like this for 5 times, right? So if I run this, I'm going to get hello for 5 times. But if I say, now if I give you a task of doing it for some 1,000 times, what are you going to do? With the present knowledge, you're going to do it like 1,000 times. And don't you think it's like a boring stuff? Do you think if you're a software engineer, you're going to do like this? You're going to sit at a company and you're going to just print hello for 1,000 times? Do you think it will be like that? It's not good, right? So to avoid this problem, there is something called loops. So what are these loops? Loops are nothing but it is a programming structure which helps to repeat a piece of code multiple times. Like if you want to repeat a task for a specific number of times, or you don't know how many times, but if you want to repeat a task, then you can use loops for that. So loop is nothing but a programming structure. It is something which we can use in Python or any other programming languages where we want to repeat some task. Suppose if we have some tasks, like just before I said you want to print hello for 5 times. It is a task which is repeating this piece of code, like print hello. This is a piece of code. Now this is a piece of code and you want to repeat this piece of code for 5 times or 1,000 times as per your requirement. So it is repeating a piece of code for multiple times. So in order to do this task efficiently, instead of printing it for 1,000 times, in order to do this task efficiently, we have something called loops, which is a programming structure. And as part of loops, we have two loops. Here you can see we have a for loop and we have a while loop. So these are the both loops we are going to deal with. And with these two loops, we are going to do the tasks which are to be repeated. Suppose, let us say, now as I said, I want to repeat something called hello for 5 times. Now I'll write the piece of code, I will explain it now, but just see it for now. So, suppose I say for I in range of 5, and if I print hello, let's see if it runs. Here you can see I got hello for 5 times without actually writing print for 5 times. I got this code in just 2 lines. Do you see how efficient loops are? So as part of loops, as I said, we have loops called for loop and while loop. Now I will begin with the for loop, and then after completing the for loop, then I will explain while loop. So let us first understand what actually is a for loop. So let's go line by line. So for is a loop in Python which we are going to use to do some tasks for multiple times. So I hope you got this. Now what this I is a variable. So it holds a specific variable. It holds a specific value, a data item. So I is a variable. It's not that we need to use only I here. We can use anything. Like suppose we do number, or we can use anything like y, z, anything. So I'm just using I because programmers specifically use I because it is called as an iterator, which I will explain it later. So we are going to use I here. It means in this object we are going to use, what is this range? Range is specifically, it is an object actually. So range of I, it means it creates numbers ranging from 0 to 5. Suppose if I actually print this range of 5, what is going to happen? Let's see. See, here you can see the range. When you try to print this range of 5, we are actually getting this range of 0 to 5. it means that range of 0 to 5, it's going to create numbers ranging from 0 to 5. But if I want to actually access the numbers it actually created, then I'm going to use a for loop. So for loop will have a variable called I, and I will go one by one value whatever the range object has created, because range is going to create values like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It will only create up to 4, it will not create up to 5 because 5 is excluded. We have created range of 5, but it starts from 0 and it will move up to 4, it will not reach 5. So it will create a range of values from 0 to 5 excluding 5. So I hope you got it. What range creates? Range creates this kind of numbers. In order to see that visually, you can see if I said that range is going to create the numbers, but you are not seeing something numbers which are printed from 0 to 5. You are just seeing range 0 to 5. But now I'll show you, if I convert whatever the numbers which this range has created into a list. You know what is a list? So I'm using this list function to change whatever the numbers which the range function has created. Now I'm going to convert that into a list. So what happens? Let's see. See here, you can see whatever the numbers ranging from 0 to 5 has been converted into a list. So you now specifically know what range does. Range is going to create a list of numbers in the specific range whatever you have mentioned here. It starts from 0 as a default. So here you can see range of 5 is going to create numbers from 0 to 4, and whatever the numbers which are created, that will be converted into a list. So I hope you got it. What is a range function? So now let's get back to the for loop syntax. I say for I in range of 5, and if I try to print this hello. Now what actually happening here? This I is a variable and it's going to take a specific value. So initially what happens? Range has created 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now first I will be equal to 0. So I will be assigned the value 0, and then it will enter the for loop. So this is the first line Python interpreter gets here. It says, okay, there is a variable called I and it has to be iterated in the range of 5. So what has range created? Range has created 0, 1, 2, 4. So first we will let the I will be 0, and then we will enter the for loop. And what is written in the for loop? We have something called hello. Because how do we say this print hello is part of for loop? Because it has some indentation. I explained what is indentation in the previous video. It is a space which says that now whatever which is having this space will belong to a for loop. So print hello is part of for loop. Now it will get executed. It will print the hello for the first time. So when I is equals to 0, it has printed hello. Now it will again go back to the line 3 and it will say now I is 1. So it will again print hello. Now I is 2, it will again print hello. Now I is 3, it will again print hello, and I is 4, it will again print hello. In this way, I is actually changing its values. It is a counter variable, it is an iterator, it's changing its values and it's printing the hello. Suppose if at all I want to print the numbers itself, then I will print the I itself. If I print I now, let's say it is printing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? Because I initially is 0, and then it will go to 1, and then it will go to 2, then 3, then 4, and it will end, because range of I is going to create 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will take values one by one. So this will create an iterable. Iterable is nothing but values which can be accessed one by one. So it is creating a set of numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they can be accessed one by one. So now I will be first 0, so it will print that I. Now I will be 1, it will print that 1. Now I will be 2, it will print 2, it will be 3, it will print 3, it will be 4, it will print 4. So I hope you got it, how I value is moving. So I is moving one by one. So I hope you got this. Now if at all, we can do something else with range. So what is that? Now as I said, if I say range of 5, and actually I showed it, if I print this range of 5, what happened? Here you can see it is creating from 0 to 5 because the default value is 0. But I can do something else as well. I can start printing it from 1. So if I say I 1 to 5, so what happens? It will print from 1 but excluding 5. I said whatever you mention here, it's going to exclude that, and whatever preceding that will get printed. So I hope you got this. 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to get printed, but this is the starting variable, this is the starting number, and this is the ending number, and we also have something called steps. So it will go in the steps of 2. I hope you know this, because in the part of slicing I explained this, what is this start, stop and step. The same thing repeats here. So you can see here 1, and then it prints 2, 3. So it will go in steps of 2, and when it reaches 5, because as it's going to exclude 5, it's not going to print it. But if I have something called 7 here, it's going to print the 5 as well. So 1, 3 and 5, because it's going in the steps of 2. So I hope you got this. If at all you're not understanding how it is working, please go back and you start watching the slicing concept. You will definitely understand what actually happened here. So I hope you got this, how we are using loops in order to access elements and in order to repeat some stuff multiple times. So I'm using a counter variable, and I will make this counter variable move from 0 to 5 times, and then I'm going to repeat every time it has a value. I'm going to print it. So in that way I'm going to repeat a task for a certain number of times. So I hope you got this. Suppose if I want to print hello for 100 times, then what I'm going to do, suppose if I want to print hi for 100 times, so I'm going to loop this variable in the range of 100, because it is going to access 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 100. So for every access I'm going to print hi. So first access I'm going to print hi again, second access I'm going to print hi again. So in this way it accesses the variables for 100 times, and it is going to print for each time. So I hope you got how for loop is working. But now let's say if I print I value after the end of for loop, so whatever which is having this indentation will be belong to this for loop. But now this print I is not having any kind of indentation, this special space, so it is not part of for loop, it is outside the for loop, so it is not going to repeat. So it's only going to print for one time. So let's say now, sorry, I have to clear this. Let's see. See, here you can see hi has printed for 100 times, and at the last we have printed the value of I. Why it got 99? Because the range function, the range is going to create up to 0 to 99, right? So it will create up to 99, and when I value reaches 99, it's going to print high for the last time, and I value holds 99 now, because as the last time it has hold 99. Now when I print this I, it will actually going to print 99. So I hope you got this, how we are using for loops and repeating the task. So I hope you got this. So are we going to use this for loops just to do this range function? Like we are going to use range, and we are going to iterate in number of times, and we are going to print this hello or something like that. Are we going to use specifically for that? No. So what is the main task for which we are going to use for loops are? So as I said, range is going to create some iterable, like something which can be moved one by one. So now I is actually moving in this iterable, which is the range has created one by one. It is going value by value and value by value, and for each value it's doing some specific task inside the for loop. As I said in the previous example, I have printed it. So for each value I'm printing hello. It is an action. So what is for loop? We are going to go value by value, and for each value what we are doing, that is written inside this for loop. Now let's say, is range only the thing which we are going to iterate? No, there are something called iterables. What are these iterables? Something which can be moved in one by one. So let's say we have lists. So what are iterables? In iterables we have lists, we have tuples, we have sets, we have dictionaries, and we have range as well. So these are the things we can make the for loop variables move in. Suppose for example, let's take a list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what is iterating? Iterating is nothing but going one by one value. So what iterates? This variable I will iterate. And what is an iterable? This set of data values is an iterable, because something which can be move forward one by one is an iterable. So in this iterable, in this data elements, we can move one by one. So this is called as a iterable. And what is an iterator? This iterator is the one which is moving one by one. So it is exchanging the values, because it starts from, I will start from 1, and I will move to this 2, and I will move to this 3, and in this way this I value is moving forward and it's accessing every element. So this is called as an iterator, and in what we are moving, this is an iterable. So I hope you got it, and the process is called iteration. So I hope you got it. Now if I print this I, what happens? Let's see. Here you can see it is printing 1 2 3 4 5 because this variable is actually accessing every piece of element which is present in this list. You don't need to name it I itself, you can name the numbers as well. Suppose if you have this array, sorry, list numbers of 1 2 3 4 5, and you can name it like for number in numbers, because numbers is all the data container that consists of this 1 to 5 numbers, and now this number is each number. So in this way we can use the for loop. Sorry, I changed the variable, so I have to print the number itself here. So now if I run this, you can see the number, sorry. Yeah, here you can see the number is actually accessing each element which is present in the numbers list. So I hope you got it. Suppose if I have something like colors list, and this has let's say red, blue, yellow. Now for color, in what? In colors, because color is list of items, it is a data, like mixed data, like so many elements are there, and color is each individual axis. Suppose if I print them, you can see we can access each color like this. So I hope you got it, how we can access each element. Suppose for more specific understanding, more technically, suppose we are working in our college database, like we are doing some college project. When we enter into engineering, suppose we are going to deal with projects, right? Suppose you are studying in a college and you are going to create some college platform, and there will be many like students, and each has their own roll number. Suppose you have a list of roll numbers here, and you have, suppose, let's say it ranges from 1 to 3 4 and it ranges up to 64, and let's say let's roll number is a list of ranging from 1 to 65, let's say. And now I want roll number in roll numbers. Roll numbers is multiple items, right? Suppose if I print this, you can see I got roll numbers, all the students of roll numbers ranging from 1 to 64, right? So in this way we are going to access loops in order to access the roll numbers of the students as well. So how powerful our loops are. But you may have a doubt, why to print them? We are not doing anything, we are just printing the numbers, right? So why loops are used? Not to just print, but you need to understand that we are actually accessing the elements, we are actually accessing the roll numbers, we are not just printing them. If at all you want to do some action on them, you can definitely do. Suppose if at all you want to access only the roll number 25 guy, suppose you want to do that, how are you going to do? You know conditional statements. If you know conditional statements, what you are going to do? Suppose if at all you want to only access the roll number 25, you don't want anyone else, so what you're going to do? You are going to write a condition here. If roll number is equal to 25, then only you print that, then only print the roll number. See, only 25th roll number has been accessed. So in this way, while accessing each of the roll numbers, you can use the conditional statements to do a specific work on them. Suppose if you want to say, suppose the roll number, let's say roll number 2 uh, has an attendance percentage less than 60%. So what you're going to say for roll number 2, you want to send a message to roll number 2. So you're going to use these loops and you're going to iterate in this roll numbers list. And whenever you get this roll number 2, you're going to send a message to this roll number 2 saying that your attendance percentage is very low. So whenever the roll number will be 2, it will actually say like this. Suppose if at all, for more understanding, I'm going to create a formatted string and I'm going to print out the roll number here. Now let's see. So it says roll number 2, your attendance percentage is very low. So this is how powerful loops are. In this way, we can access loops. So loops are used to access elements. And if at all you want to do any kind of work, you can write that work inside the for loop. Like whatever you are doing with those accessed elements can be written inside the for loop. Now my work is to actually move in this roll numbers list. And whenever I find this roll number 2, I'm going to do something on him. This is not only this case, you can do anything like this. So what loops are specifically used? Loops are used to access those elements, to repeat those multiple tasks for many times. So in these ways, loops can be used. So in this term, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to take an iterator. I'm going to move this in an iterable. And what I'm going to do with those iterator, that can be written inside this for loop. So if this iterator reaches this value called 2 in that roll numbers list, I'm going to do something called this. So this is exactly how coding is done. So you need to make the concepts in a way that it is utilized for you. Like you don't just learn coding to do simple problems which are mentioned in the textbooks or like that. You don't need coding for that. You, of course, you need to do them to develop the logical skills, but you need to actually process them in such a way that you will definitely use them in your daily life. You need to make use of them like that. Don't learn coding in such a way that it becomes very dry, like doing for only textbook problems. Don't make coding like that. Don't learn coding like that. Turn it something into like productive. So learn coding in that way, you will definitely love it. So every concept you learn, as now we are having, we are living in a coding era, like we have AI era. Just go to ChatGPT, ask, tell ChatGPT to give some problems for you based on real life. So suppose if you have learned loops today, go to ChatGPT, ask it like what problems I can do today. Based on the concept of loops, give me some problems. I have learned this. Now today I want some problems to do based on the real life, like not actually something related to theory, but yeah, go and do them. You'll definitely get that interest in doing coding. So whatever you're learning, learn in a practical way, like it gets used somewhere in your life. Don't just learn and do things, okay? Like don't just learn and do some problems and just finish it off. No, that's not what learning is. Learning is actually implementing what you're doing. Okay, so I hope you got this. And this is what for loops can be done for. So what for loops can be done, as we have seen, we can move through the list. Let's do some more things, like for I have shown with list. We can also do that in uh, we can also do that in tuples as well. Suppose we have a tuple called 1 2 3 4 5, and if I print I, will it work? Yes, it will definitely work. So we can do this yeah, with a tuple as well. Can we do it with a set? Yes, we can definitely do. But sometimes when we use a set, as set is an unordered elements, so we may get a different order. But yeah, it works. But now, can it be worked with dictionaries? Suppose we have a dictionary, let's say student, and his name is Ranga, and let's say age is 18. Sorry, now let's see. See, here you got, when I iterated, when I use this variable called I in this dictionary, I actually got the key values of this. I only access the key elements which are present in this dictionary, right? But if at all I want to have the values, then I can do this. We know I explained this method in the dictionaries. When I explained dictionaries, I explained this method called dot values. When we use this dot values, we are actually going to access the values part of the dictionary. So when I move this iterator, that is the variable I, through this values, it accesses each value at a time and it prints that. So I hope you got it how loops are working. So I hope you are getting familiar with how loops are working. If you're not clear, please watch it again. You will definitely understand it. I hope I made it clear for you all. Now, if at all we are basically using this student, we are actually accessing the key elements. But if at all you specifically want to access it, you can use this function method called dot keys as well. So this will specifically focus on the keys. And what does dot items do now? Let's see. Dot items will actually return out both, like the key value pairs. It is returning out in a tuple. But if at all I don't want this in format of tuples. I want to unpack the tuple. Then I want to use the, like this, for keys, comma values in student dot items. And if I print this key, comma values, then it is going to create the key value pairs instead of tuples like this. So we are, it's not that we are going to use the same names. We can use anything like X, Y, K, V, anything like that. Here also I have to change it. Here you can see it will work. So I hope you got it, how you use for loops in iterating to the data structures. We can actually repeat a multiple tasks. So I've explained all the usages which we can do with the for loops. How we need to use the conditional statements instead of for loops. I also explained that. So I hope you're clear with the video. I, I I hope I have clarified everything that comes under for loops. If at all I missed anything, please do comment in the comment box and I will definitely clarify that. I hope I have clarified everything. I completed everything. I have covered everything in this video of the for loops. In the next video, I'm going to explain about while loop. Which is similar to this, which does everything which a for loop does. So a while loop can do what everything a for loop can do, and a for loop can do what everything a while loop can do. So both can do each other works. But why we need a for loop and why we need a while loop, I will explain it in the next video after covering up the while loop. So I hope I have covered everything and I hope you understood everything as well. So yeah, if at all I need to make any kind of improvements in the way of teaching, then definitely please comment in the comment box. I will definitely try to improve myself and I will try to provide the best content possible for you all. So I hope you have liked this video and yeah, see you in the next one.